Hello, thank you for stopping by. Um, Today is 83 degrees Fahrenheit in the coastal area of California. It's probably 90 to 100 degrees inland, and most likely it's 110 to 120 degrees in the desert. I just feel lucky that I'm here in the coastal region, because if not, you will need an air conditioner inland. And it's maybe climate change. I'm just gonna say maybe, because some people do not believe there's climate change, even though there are so many occurrences in the Southeast Asia or the oceanic coastal region, uh, that there is normally like only 2 or 3 major hurricanes per year, but now there's around 6 total as of now, and there's going to be more for sure, because there's some developing pressures developing in the Pacific Ocean. And it's kind of sad that some people don't believe there's climate change, given the evidences all over the world. You know, some think it's cyclical. It's no longer cyclical. It's happening randomly. In fact, today I saw something in the news that some companies has invented a drone that would perform the cloud seeding. We thought cloud seeding was a like a conspiracy theory, but it's actually happening in real life. Cloud seeding is real, folks. It's out there. So watch out. There's going to be more floods because of cloud seeding. Why is there cloud seeding? Maybe because of the data centers that's requiring a lot of water, so they're doing this cloud seeding. That's a conspiracy theory from me. Feel free to research that one. But it feels like we're kind of powerless to do something, because there are technologies that controls weather. So are we past the point of no return? I think we are, because there's no stopping. Right, I don't see any stopping right now of people building gasoline cars. We're still building it in our economy, which is kind of sad, because electric cars are more efficient. Some would argue because they don't know the technology. I've driven Tesla, and I know it's so efficient. It's 5 to 10 times more efficient than gasoline cars. And when it comes to batteries, its batteries are recyclable as well. you know and to say that, oh, gas engines are so much better, it's like, come on, dude. This is bunch of baloney. um Feel free to argue with me, but I know I'm right, because I had the experience of driving electric cars. Let me give you one example right now. It's like, I'm driving a gasoline car. I have to turn on the engine so that I will have an AC going. But with electric car, you don't have to turn on an engine to drive your AC. So that right there is like the efficiency is already amountable, um, um, and basically you have zero engine power. You know, you have little motor. Of course, the motor is already in the AC. So, uh, but to have the engine running just to have an AC is really inefficient compared to an electric car. That is just one of the benefits of having an electric car. Uh, when it comes to range, dude, we can have swappable battery right now. It it's doable, but it's like the oil industry doesn't want to do something about this. We can still use oil, but in a lesser degree for more bigger jobs, like commercial jobs, uh, like so that not a million cars would use that. So anyway, I think we can do uh, a little help individually. We can contribute. Um, we can contribute little by little, uh, individual effort. Um, Collectively, with that individual effort, it's going to amount into a really scalable um, uh, difference in our environment. I'm not an environmentalist. I wish I am, but I'm doing my part. I did buy an electric car, but unfortunately, it got rammed into by another electric car. So it's very unfortunate. I wish I have an electric car right now because I'm spending like $6 per gallon when I'm so that like the full tank is like $60, but with um, that's for like 300 miles, right? But for the electric car, I would only be putting in $20. All right, a little bit of change of scenery here. I I'm getting hot. It's really getting hot here. Um, so going back to climate change, I think we need to do a little bit better. I don't know, maybe it's already too late, but if you can do a little bit of your part on uh, buying less, using less, be a minimalist, that would be great. It would help our future generations. I know it's going to affect our economy if you become a minimalist, but hey, if that's what we have to do, we need to do it. Um, Corporations are so greedy. They want to just take, cut down all the trees and then replace it with the asphalt and cement and just, building left and right, even though there's no water available in that area. They'll divert, they'll they'll ruin the river system and divert the water just to get water into like a desert. That's kind of like really uh inhumane, and it's really bad for the environment, and at the same time it's like you're killing a lot of animals by doing that process or change. So you know what? Think about your future, our futures, um, what our children's future is gonna be if they don't have um, running water. So uh, that's it. I hope you take this seriously. There is climate change, and maybe we should call it climate disasters because change is kind of too ordinary. So, I'll do a bit of music and hopefully you enjoy it. Um, See you in the next episode. A major breaking news in Nepal and Tibet. There's a major landslide that happened today, and it cost so many lives. Their initial estimate was like 20 lives, but really, um, to think about how much population is over there, there's so many houses. It's I doubt that it's only 400, which was the second estimate. So I would think it will probably go up to like 2,000 um, residences. So multiply that with, minimum of three uh, persons per household. That's a lot of lives. They'll always downplay on how many deaths in China. And, you know, just make your own conclusion. My conclusion is probably 10,000 lives, but they're not going to report that. Um, so going back to freaky climate, well, it's gotten a lot freakier, and um, it, a major landslide also happened in the Philippines last year, and now there's like two major earthquakes, one in Venezuela and um, one in Colombia, a few in the Philippines. So, the things that we do to our environment, basically fracking, taking out the oil from the ground and the ocean, is definitely doing a lot of damage. Um, and we're in it. We're all in it together, whether we like it or not. Um, so just live your life, I guess. So here we go. This is the second page of my journal. It was difficult for him to be a part of a social gathering when his surroundings are always new. His family always moved from one place to another. This was always an important stage in his life because he would also soon learn from moving that it wasn't bad at all. Moving gave him a learning advantage and coping with changes in life. Finding friends would be an ease. He became a chameleon in social affairs. He could blend in with conversations because he could relate in many life experiences. He knows to respect people's stories, though he may able to suspect the inconsistencies and the awkward insecurities of the host. Because he can cope easily with life's changes, he is armed with social and psychological tool that enables him to respond positively to the harsh realities of everyday life. Practicality is his way of showing his speed and brilliance with great accuracy. Practicality cannot be achieved without his practice. He knows that to be practical, you cannot own the whole world, so he would leave the worldly desires for those who are weak in spirit. Worldly desires would slow his process in achieving his goals, so thereby he learned to only purchase the things that would give him advantage for his wealth of knowledge. He keeps practicing his skills so that he cannot only help himself but also others. He likes to help other people because he believes that when someone helps his fellow human being, others would follow. Helping rejuvenates him with immeasurable motivations, but he has to learn how to allocate his time properly. You can, he says, help others without having to compensate for time. Something's going to come back tenfold when someone helps the less fortunate. Till next time, thanks for watching my video. Like, follow, subscribe, and share. See you next time.